deer, and Kevin's gonna chase him down to spray him with some lethal.
We're trying to chase the stink off of it.
We're trying to do everything we can.
You might want to go for the top and pour on that one.
Yeah, hey.
Farmer Brown here. What is
Hey, we're roomy too.
crack cutters in the back here.
Hey, man.
That lunch spot off of it.
I didn't have no 90-degree beach weather video equipment here, so we're gonna make do.
It's like open wide.
It's like a Kevin's a pixie dust spreader on a tilt-a-whirl.
We're hoping we have the combination. We have some lethal human stank eliminator, and we have some Antler King final feast attractant. This is in such a hurry to get poured out that it's already trying to jump out of the bag, so hopefully it's going to be a good combination. We'll see.
Kevin set up overlooking Antler King food plot. A recent storm knocked over the tower stand on the field, so Kevin gets a couple ghost blinds, and he's got a perfect setup.
There's a big buck over here.
Go ahead and get him. He's to the right there. He's a pretty good one though. Is that focused in? I can't see. I really can't tell either. Not focused. Is that focused? I'll stop him. Matt. I'm on him. That was a pretty good deer. I hope he's as big as he looked like when he walked out there. We had about 2 seconds to judge him, but man, I had to stand up to shoot. We had more shooting options this way as far as, you know, more places deer could be. Just this one little plot right here on this side. And he sure came out right there on Jeremy's side, and I had to stand up and shoot him out of the top of the shooting house. But man, let's go get our hands on him. I think he's a pretty good deer. Man, you can smell that joker.
Dude, there ain't nothing wrong with that deer.
No, ain't nothing wrong with that deer at all. Big old South Georgia buck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He is a 10-point. Been coming over here to buck days for several years, and last year had my chance at a good buck and let a tree get between me and him when I pulled the trigger. But thankfully there was no trees between me and this big boy.
Hung some stands early today. We're gonna go sit in. We're pretty fired up about it. On this big field, deer been feeding there real good. Watched it yesterday afternoon and saw a bunch of deer from a distance. So hopefully we're in a good spot. Got all our gear ready. Shot the bow. Pretty jacked up about it. Got our safety system ready. We'll spray down with some lethal, and we're gonna go kill something. I hope. Be certain. Be lethal.
We finally set up for the afternoon hunt. We came in here in the middle of the day and hung these lock-ons in here. We came in here yesterday evening and watched this field from the backside. And there was just a pile of deer back here that come out of these bottom and stuff. And this is a overseeded pasture with winter plots in. So these deer coming out here, we got a wind that's not really our friend, blowing this way a little bit. This is really the only good spot that we could find to put these stands in. That's an old deer right there. Standing in the edge of the woods right there in the sun. Big old sagging belly. But he's a 10-point. He looks like a 10 with a kicker off his G2. Real tall, tight rack.
I was videoing Michael on this hunt,
And this deer must have walked to us straight behind the tree where I couldn't see him. Because one minute I'm videoing him in the pines, and the next second I look down and he's already in bow range.
He's pouring blood though. He is pouring. That's a nice buck, dude.
Yeah, he is.
That's a real nice buck.
That's a big buck. It's old too.
Oh, big old mature buck. 5.5-year-old probably. Straight downwind of us. That muzzy went right through him, and I watched him over there in them pine trees, and he was just pumping blood.
Oh. Look at that.
Big old, heavy mass. Good time, just dig right. Got a kicker here. He ain't been a long time out of velvet. It's mid-October. These deer haven't started rutting yet, but they dang sure feeding out, coming out in this big field. Came in here yesterday and we watched a bunch of deer from a distance. And we knew there was some in here, but holy cow, look at that dude right there. Big old mature deer. Look how gray he is. That deer's like ancient. He farts dust. That's how old he is. Look at the beams, look at the tines. I can't tell y'all how jacked up I am. Hit right where I was aiming with that muzzy trocar, right behind the shoulder. This dude didn't have a chance after he left that field.